Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial of how to make a face mask from cloth, and this is for beginners, and it honestly is really easy. I actually learned how to sew the day I made this tutorial, and I just wanted to show everyone how doable it is and hopefully encourage you to try this as well, either to make one for yourself or to donate. And of course, this is absolutely not medical grade, but it is something you can try when you're not able to get actual face masks. And so this is the easiest kind of format that I found to make these face masks without the elastic bands, and it will be harder if you sew it by hand, but it is doable, and I've tried to reduce it to the minimal number of steps to make this face mask. To begin, you'll need a cloth that is 14 inches by 8 inches. And you'll need another piece of cloth that's 8 inches by 7 inches. This is more of a cotton fiber material to try to act as a filter. Next, you'll need 2 strips of thin cloth. I made mine each 36 inches long, but this one is kind of up to you to play around and see what works best for you. The width I made about 3¼ inch. And I folded both sides to the middle and folded it again, so it's kind of 4 layers. But again, this one doesn't matter too much, just kind of play around to see what works best for you. So I took this big piece of cloth and I'm just going to straighten it out and measure the 14 inches and 8 inches out. Again, I really don't have many fancy sewing materials, so I'm just using a ruler and I'm going to be measuring out 14 inches, and I'm going to be just marking it with a normal pen. Alright, so now that I have the 14 inches there, I'm going to be measuring the 8 inches, same thing, marking those measurements. Alright, and now it's time to cut out the shapes where you've marked. I just found it's easier to just go ahead and draw a line on the entire area where you need to cut, but just cut out approximately your 14 inches by 8 inches cloth, and it's easier to cut if you just pull your cloth nice and smooth and taut. And so there you have it. There's your 8 inch by 14 inch cloth. So just repeat those steps for your next cloth, and this is that cotton fiber type of cloth, and this one you'll want to cut 8 inches by 7 inches, so I'm just doing the same thing, measuring out the 8 inches by 7 inches and cutting it out. Now you want to go ahead and grab your bigger piece of cloth, the 8 by 14 inch, and fold it in half, hamburger style, and you will know you've done this right. You can check by measuring it. So once you measure it, it'll be 8 inches by 7 inches. Now you will want to take your second piece of cloth, this is that fiber one, and just lay it on top of your original cloth, and they should line up. So you can see from the side now you've essentially created 3 layers. There's that one cotton layer and then 2 layers of the normal cloth. Once it's lined up, you'll want to sew the top and the bottom. So the top and the bottom are each the 8-inch sides. So once again, you want to make sure that you are sewing the sides that are 8 inches long. You do not want to sew the sides that are 7 inches. So sew the 8-inch sides, and once again, I am no sewing expert whatsoever. I literally learned how to sew the day I started making these, so this is something that everyone can learn how to do. So I'm just cutting it off now, and you can see my seams aren't beautiful, but they serve its purpose, and there it is. Now I'm just going to repeat that for the other 8-inch side, doing the same thing, making sure that all 3 layers are stacked together, and I'm going to sew it. And so I'm just going to cut it off again, and I'm going to trim any excess thread on any of the sides. Here it is. There are seams on both the 8-inch sides, and the 3 layers are together like so. Now you'll want to turn this inside out. Take the normal cloth, those two, and essentially you're just going to flip it inside out to where the cotton cloth will end up in the middle like so. You will need to sew again on the 8-inch sides near the top, very close to the top. This part might be a little harder because you do have some more layers that might be folded in there now. So just be careful with that and sew as close to the top as you can. So here's what mine looks like. And you'll want to repeat that for the other side. Now I'm going to trim off any of the excess threads. Here's what mine looks like after all those steps. It definitely is not perfect looks wise, but just try to do your best to make it serve its purpose as a face mask. The next step is to make the pleats. I'm going to have 3 pleats in mind, so I'm just going to fold it twice starting from the top, and you want to stagger your folds. It's similar to an accordion fold, but you want to be able to stagger each layer so that it looks like that. These pleats are important so that your face mask is more flexible and can fit the shape of the face, and also you can hold it in the center once you have it how you like it, and you'll be sewing the ends. At this point, you do have a lot more layers to sew together, so this will take some more time, and you will need to pay attention a little more to make sure that all the layers are getting sewn. And now you will want to work on sewing the other side of the mask again, making sure that all the layers are getting sewn. So here's what it looks like once I take it off the machine, and you can see how those folds make the face mask more flexible. And so the sides, they don't look the best, but we're going to be covering them up with those smaller strips of fabric. I'm going to be opening it up to the middle there, and I'm just gonna be putting it on the sides and try to even it out as much as possible. Alright, and now it's time for the last of the sewing. You just want to sew on those smaller strips of fabric onto your mask. Now repeat that for the other side as well. And finally, here is your mask. You can trim off all those excess threads once again. So here is the completed product, and you can see how you can open up the mask like so. And there's actually 2 different ways you can tie this. You can tie the left and the right sides both together so that you will have 2 knots at the top and the bottom. Or you could tie the left side together and the right side together to make an ear loop mask. I hope this video was helpful on how to make face masks either for yourself, for your family, or to donate. I know there's a lot of healthcare facilities that are needing these now and requesting them, so you can definitely search online and see if there are any areas that you can help.